Shalom, Yeshurallah. Before we go into this lesson, we give honor, glory, and all praises to Yahweh. So, Kal, Halal, Yam, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rakak, Wadash. Give the honor to the apostles and prophets and elders of James Khan, but the Lord's great minister for the being fully 100% truth. I've been currently edified under Salakia. Sorry, Salakia. It came out. I should get some water before, but anyways, today's lesson is going to be dealing with these red, nasty ass devils, these Mayonnaise people, and all their descendants that goes back to them. They are nasty, wicked, red devils that must go. I didn't say the word. Go. They must go. I almost get my video block off starting. They must go. So, yep. All that is in it. Let's get into it. All that is in it, right? So, let's get into this lesson. Because this lesson in understanding, I'm going to state what they have done or the main things. I mean, I've kind of went in a little bit deeper, of course. But I just want to state the main things that they have done. As well as their rights. Firstly, read their rights. Secondly, read the evidence that is against them that has been written and is factual of proof as to what they are doing today and what's going to be their end. Now, I hope this is indeed very edifying because I'm happy that they are not going to be here. As you can see, I'm able to calm myself down because of what I saw, which is this, off of this video, which you go and grab if I could get it. Nice. Nigga, I didn't care. I say the word. I don't care about.
If I just have this magic power, I would like to, without causing any pain or suffering, reduce the number of people on the planet.
So is that what you're talking about? Is that the reason why y'all happen to create that particular injection to give people sudden death? So that they won't feel pain as they perish? That's why? That's why? Because it sounds to me that that's exactly what it is. But let's continue.
Planet, because there's too many of us. It's a planet of finite resources and we're using them up. And that's going to mean so much suffering in the future. I would like to alleviate.
Continue. Let's address that finite resources. So the finite resources that we have, what you're saying is that you clustered us in smaller areas around the city so that you could grab majority of our resources and give little to nothing unto us. Because remember, y'all that are the powers of the world, of this earth right now. The powers meaning the heads, the rulers, but not for long as we know. But let's continue. So that's what you're saying. Because it sounds to me that way. Let's continue.
Poverty, because when you're poor, never mind the individual suffering, you're destroying the environment because you have to.
And now you're blaming us. Now you're blaming us for the reason for you having finite resources. When you yourselves go to other lands, wage war, take their shit, send it back to your home and leave them with next to nothing. And then try to govern their land as it's your own. Is that not so? But let's continue since you're not talking nonsense.
You have to cut down the last trees to try and grow a bit of food to feed yourself.
We have to. Because what can we do? You're greedy. You're ruling right now and you are greedy. You leave nothing behind. But let's continue.
In your family, or to make some charcoal, or you have to buy the cheapest food, even if that did cause horrendous suffering.
Exactly, because you don't want us to plant without authorization. You don't want us to catch water without authorization. What can we do? But anyways, it's like you're talking because at this point, it's clear that you have some privilege, so you're talking that way. But let's continue.
Animals or child slave labor somewhere else.
Let's not talk about animals or child. You damn pedo. But let's stop that right there. Animals, really? Where you are talking about animals, when you are the ones who go into Africa and shoot lions for nothing, giraffes, elephants, rhinos, alligators for no reason, cheetahs for no reason, none, meaning like you unalive them and don't even take their fur for coat or their resources to consume. You just unalive them because it's a sport, it's enjoying. But you want to talk about when we use, I don't know who this shit is that. We are sorry, I don't. Anyways, when we use it for resources, it's upsetting to you. But when you do it for fun, it's normal. And yet you want to sit here and call yourselves saints. Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, help me to remain calm as I do this lesson, because I raise my voice. I'm going to say this out here as it is. I hate Esau Edom with a deep passion. So much so that I'm praying to be part of the elect. I'm going to do my best to provide the works required, but I'm praying I'm a part of the elect. Because you see, this wicked witch right here, this harlot, you are going to be my footstool. Your neck is going to be holding up my size 15.5 foot. And if you shake, I'm going to, or complain, I'm going to add weights to it. Whilst you are holding up my foot with your neck, your descendants is going to be destroyed before your eyes. But let's continue.
So alleviate poverty. And maybe the hardest of all, but what I really, really, really would love to change is the unsustainable lifestyle of everybody else. We just greedy.
Yes, I'm glad you said that. You said, we just greedy. Now speak for yourself. Because you can't speak for any one of us. You have not gone through, nor will you ever go through what we went through. So guess what? Now that you are speaking for yourselves, you are greedy. Now let's go into this lesson. Damn freaking A. I said I will remain calm, and every time I see this video, I'm just so upset. So I don't know, but I will never forget what Esau did to us. Because I living in this time and still felt what Esau have done to us in this time. Corrupt, diseases, injections. Come on. Racial slurs, degrading, downgrading. But you know what? Let's get into this lesson. Let's read your rights, Esau. This is your rights before the evidence is placed before you and before your penalty or your punishment is set. This is your rights. You have no rights. So now that your rights has been read, let's go into this lesson. When you go in, let's go into Obadiah chapter. We could have gone through the whole thing, identifying and all, but let's go directly dealing with what they have done for countless times. 1 point. And verse 9 says, and I move. Oh, Salaka, hold on. Let me see what that is. Right. Let me get back into it. And thy mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed at the end that every one of Mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. Let's go into 10. Now, before we go, there is a literal title on top on the NLT says, reasons for their punishment. So, let's continue with the reasons, right? For thy violence against thy brother, Jacob, shame shall cover thee. And thou, now listen to this, and thou shalt be cut off forever. Now let's go into the NLT to clarify what it's saying. Because the violence of you, the violence you did to your close relatives in Israel, you will be filled with shame and destroyed forever. Did this happen yet? Nope. Point 1. You have came after us with the sword. Let's prove that even more and more. When you go into Ezekiel, and this is the words that Yahweh has said and made clear. All right, let's go into it. So the prophecy against Mount Seir. So when you go into it, it says in verse 1, moreover, the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir, and prophesy against them. Who resides in Mount Seir? Let's go into it. Genesis chapter 36 and verse 9, which 8 and 9 too. Well, let me read from 8 and to 9. Right? Thus dwell Esau in Mount Seir. Esau is Edom, clear as day. The descendants of Esau, his descendants. And these are the generations of the father of Esau, the father of the Edomites, in Mount Seir. Right. So let's go back to Ezekiel chapter 35:5 and verse 2. Set thy face against. Let's go into that word. Which we already know. Which I was looking for the word. No. Let me go up. Above, over. Nope, nope, nope. Expansion, join. I'm not seeing it exactly, but let me continue for you to get a better understanding regardless. Because when you go into the NLT, Son of man, turn and face Mount Seir and prophesy against its people. So it's dealing with its people. Now, set your face against is to be against someone, meaning they are your enemy, which I was looking for, but I will get when you go into the word of adversary, you would see it. Enemy, oppressor, so on, you would see it. But anyways, and the definition will be clear right there to be against. But let me go, we'll go into that just now. Let me finish this one. So I care for that. And say unto it, thus saith Yahweh, behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out mine hand against thee. And I will take thee I will make thee most desolate, which is to be destroyed completely. I will, now, for those who want to save Esau and say they could be saved, that's not biblical. You are lying. Let's continue. Because of the acts of their crimes against the children of Israel, they are going to be put down after their captivity. But let's make sure and put this in effect, right? So, it says here, bam, 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 bam. Right. Let me read the part. I'm looking for it. Right. This desolate. Bam, bam, bam. It says, I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am Yahweh. Verse 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and has shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity and in the time that their iniquity had an end. So let's get into that. Let me go into the NLT before you go, which says, when he, which is Yahweh, had already punished us. So let me NLT. Amos chapter 1, I was going to say NLT. So like after that. Amos 1, and I believe is 9 to 11 or 10 to 11. 10 to 11. I'll tell you. Yeah. No, 10 to 11. It says, because we're dealing with, same thing, but I want to deal directly for you all to see, right? It says, thus saith Yahweh, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and did cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever. So because of that, you were jealous of your brother. 1. You continuously slayed your brother throughout the scriptures, behind closed doors and in the open. 2. And you've taken us captives. 3. Let me finish read Ezekiel. I want to finish up at 7. I just had to cut in, right? Because I want you all to know that nobody, right? No one. Let me read that first. I'll read it first. I'll get to that just now. Ezekiel 35 and 6. Ezekiel 35. Like I say it, but I'm pressing it. What is that? Anyways, Ezekiel 35 and 6. It says, therefore, as I live, said Jehovah Power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Said thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. Thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from it him that passeth out, and him that returneth. Now, before I read you your punishments, let's go into one more thing, because there's multiple, but I just want to list and show you how wicked this devil is. All right. Let me go into the next one. Let me go into Maccabees, seeing what was done. Firstly, let me go into Job. No, let me go back. Let's into this. It says, and laid open the books of the book of the law, wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images. And this is dealing with going back into the Greek era, right? With, of course, King Antiochus after Alexander, well, during the Alexander period, all these times. When you go into it, which I'm going to go into, the process of iconoclasm, look at this. For those who doesn't like to read, I'll read it for you. And this is dealing with the Byzantine, going back even to the Byzantine Empire. They are showing you what they have done. This is what they have painted. Look, a bunch of Esau's, and Esau mother with her Esau child, like your worship. They are telling you what they have done. But let's go into it. It says, iconoclasm from Greek, which let me go into it. It says, coming down. Right. Well, I'm trying to reduce this. I don't know why. I'm trying to get. Okay, good. This should be enough. Don't touch. Right. It says, is the social belief the rain falling? Wow. Anyways, is the social belief in the importance of the destruction of icons and other images or monuments, most frequently for religious or political reasons. People who engage in or support iconoclasm are called iconoclasts, a term that has come to be figuratively applied to any individual who challenges or cherishes beliefs or challenges cherished beliefs, Slovakia, or venerated institutions on the grounds that they are erroneous or pernicious. Now this, when you go deep, when you look into it, alright, this really and truly, even a man had a red head. Anyways, when you look into it, it's clear that it has been done over. So even the so-called Messiah that you call Jesus Christ, which his name is Yahushai Hamashiach, even that was redone. Because let's go into it. Serapis Christos, right? Serapis may have finally had certain ties with the early Christian communities. Now listen to this. There were certainly some similarities between Serapis and the Hebrew God. Serapis was a supreme God, and it seems that some early worshippers of Christ, which we know
worshippers of Hamashiach, not what they want to call him, amongst the Gentiles could have possibly worshipped Serapis, either purposefully or confusing him with Yahushua HaMashiach. See? Though the confusion seems more likely to have been on one of language, which it is indeed correct. Because we have today the devil portraying the same exact image as Cesar Borgia in your church. So aside from their accounts of violence against us, of enslavement, they also took our information and flip it as theirs. Major deception, isn't it? But that's not all. What else would they have done? Let's go into the book of Isaiah, right? Chapter 36, 66, 63, Salakia, and verses 18, where it says, "Oh, the people of thy holiness had possessed it," which is dealing with the land, "but for a little while our adversaries had trodden down thy sanctuary," Salakia. Now, dealing with what our sanctuary is, let's go into Ezekiel chapter 36 and verses 5. And we will read going down. I want to read down to 7 and all if I have to. Because it seems that many of us really and truly not grasping this. It says, Ezekiel chapter 36 and verse 5, Therefore, thus saith Yahweh, power, surely in the fire of my jealousy, I had spoken against the residue of the heathen and against all Idumeans, which have appointed my land into their possession with the joy of all their heart, with despiteful minds to cast it out for a prey. So they have took the land. Let's continue. Prophesy therefore concerning the land of Israel, and say unto the mountains and the hills and the rivers and the valley, Thus saith Yahweh power, Behold, I have spoken in my jealousy and in my fury, because ye have borne shame of the heathen. Therefore, thus saith Yahweh power, I have lifted up mine hands, surely the heathen that are about you, they shall bear their shame. So they, which is the heathens, have taken the land. Also dealing with what? Idumeans, which when you go into let me get in this one, NLT or any other would show you exactly what I do. I mean, we already know, but come on, just to show you, for those who don't like to read, it says Edom, which are the descendants of Esau. So y'all enslaved us. Y'all unalived us. Y'all took our lands. Y'all hide our history and paint yourselves as those that were in our history. So y'all have enough evidence on you so that your destruction will be sure. So now that that is indeed a fact, let's now go into your punishments. Your destruction will be just. So let's read your punishments. First, which I'm going to say, since you already plan to frame us and put us into prison, which even shows more and more that you are the devil that the scripture speaks of, fear none of these things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall be in tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. Simple as it is. So first, with proper understanding and saying, we shall and we will overcome you. I pray I'm part of that number dealing with the elect. We will, I pray that I'm part of that number. Hopefully I am part of the elect. So I say it again. We will overcome you. Because it is written, where it says, victory of the Lamb. It says, these shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them. For he is the Lord of lords, and the King of kings, and they that are with him are called the chosen and faithful. Which when you go back into Zechariah, very simple, just a simple way of explaining it, which we could have going better, more precise, but it is what it is. I mean, I probably should do that. I should do that by itself. The hope for anyways, that'll be our next lesson. Perfect. I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them, and I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, Yahweh is my power. So these are the ones who call on the true name, which is Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, who speak the pure language, which is the Lashawan Kwadash, the holy tongue, not corrupted language, but the holy tongue. We will overcome you. And everything that is set against us, we will overcome. Then we are going to be gathered. Matthew 24 and 31. And it says, and he shall send his angels with a great trumpet, a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from the four winds, from one end of the heaven to the other. And then when we are gathered, when we are glorious against your stupid ass, you're going to try to hide. You will try to hide. Those mountains and those underbrook. Right. So, like I was saying, you're going to be hiding. You're already going to be in hiding, honestly. But you cannot hide. You cannot hide. There's nowhere for you to go. Those mountains can't save you. Underground can't save you. We are coming there too. Doesn't matter. There's no hiding place for you. That's the scripture says. Let's go and get that, please. Jeremiah 49 and 10, straight up. And if you can go into Jeremiah chapter, I think it's 7 to 12 or 13, which is supposed to be a prophecy against Edom. So there's all prophecy against many of the nations, Elam and all them others, but like main point. But I have made Esau bare and have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not. Meaning he is no more. Which is going to happen. Very simple. There's nowhere for you to go. You try escaping through space, but guess what? You are doomed. You cannot hide. You cannot hide. So you're going to try to hide, and you will not be able to. Those ICBM missiles is going to clear many of you on this side, as well as those meat riding jakes who like to fight for you. They are going to get unalive too, which we're going to get real fast. We're going to go back into the lesson, because I just don't like Esau at this point. I dislike them with to my heart. I dislike them. Zechariah chapter 18 and verse 13 and verse 8, it says, and it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith Yahweh, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and perish, but the third shall be left therein, which you just read before, the second part for it. So the 2/3 that received the spirit of slumber, that couldn't get the truth, or that went into bug out camps and couldn't receive that, many of them, the 2/3 is going to perish. The meat riders, the avengers of Esau, you're going to perish. Very simple. Now let's continue. So now let's continue what's going to happen. And then the remainder of you, those who want to hide and who want to play this, you're going to be put into captivity. It's very simple. Because what does scripture say in Revelation chapter 13 and verse 9 and 10? It says, if any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. That was exactly direct to this heathen nation, mainly dealing with Esau. Direct. Let's grab an next precept to that. Because I think we need to expound on that a little bit. All right? When you go into Amos chapter 9 and verse 11, the restoration of Yasharallah. Not 11, 12, right? It says, let me read it. It says, in that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof, and I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the day of old, that they may possess the remnant of Edom, and of all the heathen which are called by my name, said Yahweh that doth this. Meaning he's going to do it. It's going to happen. And clearly, if you read the Bible enough, it's made clear. No one can escape that. See now that I am he, and there is no power with me, I kill and I make alive, I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out my hands. NLT, no one can be rescued from my powerful hands. So you try to escape in space, so-called, but you failed. So you have one option left: to dig into the mountains and try and survive. Dig onto the earth and try and live. But your punishment, which I'm reading, is sure. You're going to try it. But guess what? It's not going to happen. You are going to go into captivity. Which we go into Isaiah chapter 14, right? To give our understanding. It says, for Yahweh will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own lands, right? Because we are not currently in our lands. We are scattered amongst all nations, or all people to be exact, to come pertaining to Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 64. Clearly, but let's continue. And set them in their own lands, and the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave unto the house of Jacob. Strangers meaning our lost people. But let's continue. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them. Dealing with who? The Israelites. Salakia. Let me finish reading. Possess them in the land of Yahweh for the servants and handmaids. Now these are dealing with the heathen nation. Salakia for that. And it says, and they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. Right. Because now we understand who is our oppressors. Who is our oppressors here, according to the scriptures? Our adversaries. Move. Because when I go into Isaiah, I really need to get this blocked. I don't know how to do that. 63. Again, dealing with 18, where it says, the people of thy holiness have possessed it for a little while, but our adversaries have trodden, which when you go into the word adversary, real quick, I mean, you can just type up adversary and go into it, but it doesn't matter. We're going back into what we read before. It says this: adversary, foe, enemy, oppressor. So you see? Someone that causes distress. An opponent. Someone that we are against. That's why the scripture says, set thy face against Mount Esau and prophesy against them. See? So, our oppressors, according to Isaiah chapter 14 and verses 2, we will be ruling over. Which is correct, because when the scriptures in Psalms chapter 2, verses 9 or 8, I believe, says this. Right, let me read from, it says right. I will declare the decree. Yahweh had said unto me, thou art my son, this day have I begotten thee. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathens for thine inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. Verse 9, and they shall break them with a rod of iron. Thou shalt dash them into pieces like a potter's vessel. Now, when you go into Revelation chapter 2 and verse 26 and 27, it's very clear. It's very evident. This is in red writing what Yahweh was saying. So, with understanding, your heathens are going to be our inheritance. You, Esau, Edom, you just have a short time before you perish. That's what I had to say. Right? So after your captivity, Esau, Edom, which is very, very clear, guess what's going to happen? Right? Let me show you what's going to happen. Let's go back into Obadiah. Of course, there's much more things that they have done, but I'll list 5 main things that deserve, simple as it is. When you drop down, because I have a nice little, the reason why I want to end it with this, basically is because I have a lovely transliteration comparison, which gives it more evident than it is. It says, right, it says in 18, it says, main point, and the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble, and they shall be kindled in them, and they shall kindle in them, and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for Yahweh had spoken it. Now, if there wasn't any remaining now, they wouldn't have existed, which they have. So, with that understanding, this is going to be their punishment after their captivity, which, when you go into the transliteration, which I was telling you about, if I have it, hold on, I'm gonna pause. Constantly having to pause, but I'm smarting. It made it clear. Obadiah 1 and 17 and 18, GNB UK translation. But Mount Zion, some will escape, dealing with the elect, and it will be a sacred place. The people of Jacob will possess the land that is there by right. See? Now listen to this. Final part. The people of Jacob and the people of Joseph will be like fire. They will destroy the people of Esau as fire burn stubble. Now, this last part is where what I love the most, right here, where it says this. Hold on. Where it says this: no descendant of Esau will survive. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. All you meat riders of Esau, Edom, if you disagree, yeah, it's your ass. So let you all remember, no descendants of Esau will survive. They are going to be destroyed after their captivity. That's their judgment. That's what's written. And that's why when you go into Romans chapter 9 and verse 11 to 13 made it clear. For the children be not yet born, neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of the Most High according to election might stand, not by works, not of works, but of him, wisdom, but of him that calleth. It was said unto her, the elder shall serve the younger, as it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. Just like in the days where the scriptures said unto Pharaoh, even this same purpose I have raised thee up, that I might show my power in thee, and that my name be declared through all the earth. Therefore he had mercy on whom he hath mercy, and whom he will, he had not. Esau, you, which you gonna read, are an abomination, and you will be destroyed. That's why when you go into Ecclesiasticus, it says this. Yahweh hated all abominations, and they that fear Yahweh or the Most High love it not. Clearly, I fear Yahweh, so I hate your ass. Because you are an abomination. Why is that? Because you are an abomination. Why is that? Because when you go into the scriptures, making it clear of who he hates, move. My goodness. Guess who he hates? And I hated Esau, and laid his mountain and heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. Whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build a desolate place. Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. And they shall call them the border of wickedness. The people whom Yahweh had in indignation forever. So you know what's going to happen? You're going to perish. And I am happy that you are going to perish. The scripture said, as straight and possible, as clear as it is. Psalms 189. Verse 22. Can we? 22, right? I think it's 22. Where it says, I hate them with perfect hatred, and I count them my enemies. So you know what? That's the name of the lesson. I really hate Esau. Really and truly. And I can't wait for your end. Just like how you rejoice in our calamities, held us captives, set us into foreign lands that we may not know, unalive our people, torture, destruction. Even greater will be set upon you. And I'm going to be wearing a size 15 drilling spike boots on that harlot's neck. So with that, I tried to keep myself contained, but I was already upset, so I can't post the video anyways. Shalom Yashurala, Kal Halal Mihawa, Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham Kakwadash. Yeah, that video upset me so much that it just drive the kind of feeling of fiery, how to put it, destruction I want to set against them, but I'm unable to right now. I really would like Yahweh, please, I pray I'm part of the elect, please, I would really like to destroy them. I really would like it. Shalom.